We're back. Lucy, that was kind of nostalgic seeing that clip. It makes me wonder, of all the people you've known in the biz, there must be a lot of them that you miss. I don't want to turn morbid on you, but whose company do you miss from years past?
Hedda Hopper.
You're kidding.
Betty Grable.
You mean Hedda Hopper? Because she was a big gossip columnist,
You mean people that are gone?
That's what I meant.
Lionel Barrymore.
Yeah.
Bobby Darin. A lot of them.
Gable, did you know Gable?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Was he incredible?
Carol Lombard.
Carol Lombard.
Marvelous friend of mine when I first started. Yes, she was a great lady.
Yeah. Was she witty?
Very beautiful.
She has about the wittiest voice.
Chic, sexy, adorable. Men just fell down. You know.
Yeah.
And ladies too.
Did you know Bogey?
Yes, I knew Bogey.
Yeah.
I don't miss him. No, I mean, I didn't know him that well, but I knew him.
Yeah.
But I didn't see as much of him as I did other people.
How did you know Gable? Would he come over for dinner?
Many times, yes. We lived in the valley, close to each other, mostly because of Carol. And we used to go to movies together, and after Carol died, he used to come over on his motorcycle, and we'd go whizzing around a little bit. And we used to go hunting together, skeet shooting.
I think you mentioned to me once that you were very depressed by the death of Joan Ford. And I didn't know if you had worked with Joan Ford.
No, I wanted to work with him, and we almost made it, but didn't.
Yeah.
Same with DeMille.
Never worked with DeMille.
No, I had a great part, and then I got pregnant, and I wouldn't have given that up for anything. I was supposed to be the elephant girl in The Greatest Show on Earth. I think Gloria Graham got the part, but I was so elated to be pregnant. That was when I had Lucy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was delighted to be pregnant. Nothing else mattered, but I did want to work with him.
Was the studio sore that you were pregnant? They usually are. Don't want you to lead a private life.
Well, I didn't tell anyone because I was working for Harry Cohen, and you didn't tell him a lot.
Yeah.
And Mr. DeMille was Paramount, so I was keeping it quiet and trying to sneak out.
There's a story about that, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Too long to go into now.
Oh, okay. Shall I tell the outlines of it or just leave it at?
No, it's too long. It's an interesting story, but it's too long to tell. It really is.
I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing. It had to do with his being upset about your being pregnant. It'll be in your book. There's a clip from another one of your shows that is probably, I would have thought, the most famous, and that was when you were pregnant, when you were doing your show, Lucy.
Oh, you have that?
You actually became pregnant on the air, too, and because the show was going on.
I became pregnant when they wouldn't let me say I am pregnant.
You could never use the word.
No, I think I wanted to say I feel like a pregnant goose, and they said I could say I feel like an expectant swan.
You couldn't even say goose in those days.
I couldn't say pregnant, not goose. I couldn't say pregnant, but nowadays you can watch girls show you how to do it.
Yes.
How to get there.
Now with The Exorcist, you could show morning sickness, and it would be just. I was merely stating a fact, not trying to disgust the audience. There's by the way, I want to not sound ungrateful. Viacom let us have these clips, and they're the company, I guess, that distributes the reruns or something like that. Anyway, we do have a clip of the famous show where you finally had to go to the hospital. Now, the build-up we can't show because we're limited to a minute, but the thing that was so funny about it was that you and Vivian Vance and Mr. Frawley and Desi rehearsed every move when the moment came. Who would take the suitcase, who would make the phone call, who would lead you to the door, and you ran through that.
And I was really pregnant.
And you genuinely were pregnant,
yeah.
You the actress as well as...
35 pounds pregnant.
Gee.
Yeah, gained 35 pounds.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we led up to all that, and we were all ready when the word came. There was to be no panic.
That's right.
And I'm sure most of them have seen the
Let's
rerun.
take a look now at how that rehearsal
This was the
And
last show
for no
before
panic,
Desi
paid
was
off.
born.
Ricky, this is it.
This is
That can't have been all pleasant for you at the... What was that? That's the sound of a light breaking overhead. Something that we in the business learn to not cringe through. Isn't that?
Isn't it?
I think, yes. A veteran actor told me when you hear that sound, don't look up. Wonder where...
What were you saying before you were
I
shot
guess,
at?
I guess I was starting to say, I guess it couldn't have been entirely pleasant for you because you actually were pregnant doing that.
Oh,
and
it
the
was
strain
it
must
was
have been-
great though. I was
Yeah.
so excited at being pregnant. Didn't matter what I did.
Yeah. It's interesting, but at that time there was controversy, believe it or not, over the fact that you
I
appeared
know.
pregnant in a comedy series.
I know.
And people...
We called in rabbi and priests, ministers, quite a collection, 8 or 10 people, and had a long talk about it, and the network people and everything, the sponsors, and decided to, it was for real and play it for real, be careful how we did it, and we did it.
And yet people were, some of them were shocked. Everybody gets hate mail in our business. What kind
I've
of...
gotten very little,
Yeah.
and I don't even, I don't think they've shown it to me if I've gotten. Except when we got our divorce, we got a lot of sad mail.
Yeah,
You know, sad, please don't, begging us not to, and everything, not knowing our problems, you know.
yeah.
It's about the only thing I remember, not really hate mail.
How do you deal with the gossip people who call up and say, Miss Ball, give us a quote about your breakup with Desi Arnaz?
I said, that's right, we're broken up most of the time.
Yeah.
I just went along with whatever was the truth.
You don't feel you don't owe them an explanation?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but why lie? I usually am very
Yeah.
truthful about those things, and they know it.
Do you ever get them there are Englishmen working for American gossip magazines, quite a number of them, for
Well,
some
that's
reason.
different.
And I get them, and one
Yes.
call and they'll say, hello, I wonder if you could confirm your rumor about you and your good lady.
And your wealth. They always want to know how old you
Yeah.
are and how much wealth you have.
How much wealth?
Wealth, yes, your wealth.
Yeah. Oops, I dropped my wealth there.
That's a little different over there.
But they're working for American magazines here now, and they'll call and I say, what rumor? And they'll say, well, we'd heard that you were and I say,
Yeah.
splitting up, and they say, yes, quite. And I say, no, but it's not a bad idea. And then they wonder, say, oh, I see, it's a joke. Yes, well, anyway, thank you. And they're very polite and very
Yeah.
sweet, and then occasionally they go and then print something very nasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found out that it really doesn't matter what you say to some of them. They print what they want.
Are your feelings easily hurt?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
You haven't been toughened by years in a hard profession to the point where
No,
it
it
all
didn't work
bounces
that way
off
with
you.
me.
Yeah.
No, I'm very easily hurt. But not by the same things. I don't let myself in for some things that I used to. I'm a very happy person now.
Can you elaborate on that? Not letting yourself
I have a
in on-
very happy home life, and my children are grown. I'm very proud of them, and I'm not working so hard that I'm, I just have things under control, and I didn't make the same mistake twice. I chose more carefully, perhaps, and I'm very grateful for what I have.
Gary Morton, your husband, told me a very funny joke backstage for the show. I met him years ago when I was working for Parr, actually, for Jack Parr. And he was a comic, Gary. And I've often wondered, he was, you would agree, not considered one of the giants in the comedy world, but a highly respected professional comic working constantly. And when he married you, who are considered a giant, and all, must have been an inferiority feeling there for a time for him. I
No,
think
he's
any
always
man
been
would
his
feel
own
it.
man. And you know something? He hadn't seen more than 1 or 2 Lucy shows. He really didn't have any idea. He was always on stage someplace.
Working,
when the
yeah,
Lucy
yeah.
show was on at 8 or 9 o'clock, 8:30 or 9 o'clock. He really had no idea. And a couple of people mentioned to him, he says, what's the big deal? She's a nice girl, you know. And so, and I know a lot of people in Hollywood. And he was surprised when a lot of people, like 4,000, showed up at the church. He said, what's happened, you know?
He wondered why people recognize you when you walk down the
Yes,
street?
he really didn't know, you know. And he hadn't seen that many Lucy shows.
Yeah. Just thought you were a nice-looking redhead. And that's funny. That's such a sexist term, isn't it? I just realized, a redhead. Now you don't.
It doesn't bother me because I'm not a natural one.
So you don't think it's you they're talking about? That's good. Say, women's lib can be a tediously boring subject.
Yes, it can.
But is that
You wanna go into
is that
it?
a signal of some kind? Do I sense a signal? No, I was wondering about you because, on the one hand, you would be a favorite because you show that a woman can succeed in a difficult profession, and you
You'd think
function.
so, wouldn't you?
You function as an executive and so on. And on the other hand, your image, they could call degrading to women, a feather-brained.
Well, no one has, and
No.
no one's bothered me about that or ever sent me a letter that I know of. And I am, you know, so liberated that I can't stand anymore. So I guess they recognize that fact. I don't have any views on it. I don't even have one line except that I don't understand if a person wants to be liberated, male or female. I know a lot of males who aren't liberated. You know, go ahead and be liberated. I don't care. I've been liberated beyond endurance. I like someone to lean on myself.
Okay, lean this way. We'll be back after this message.
Yes.
Stay with us.